Hello everybody, Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the cherry picker errors and varieties that will make the coins worth a lot more money on dimes and Clad Roosevelt dimes. So pretty much 1965 to today, there's a wide variety of errors out there, and you should know they're all of the PCGS and major grading company recognized ones. We're not going to leave one off of the list, so it'll be the full overview, and I'll have clear photos that I'll talk you through with the error, and then below we'll have the values based off of the different conditions that the coins may be in. So let's get right into the presentation. Today's first coin is going to be a really challenging to find variety. This one is a double die obverse on the 1967 dime, and it's going to be clear, spreading a little bit in the trust, but in the G, in the bottoms of the parts of God, I think it's very clear that there's the doubling. You can see kind of in the inner part of the O and the D and the G. Very clear. This one's about $600 in AU53, and there's not really much mint state price history. Then when we get to 1968, this one's significantly less valuable, but there's going to be some spreading along the sides of the Y and the T, also on the inside of the 6 and the 8. But this one in the date, this one will be about $15 in AU grades and between $35 and $75 in mint state. And that's something that there are kind of depressed values for a fair amount of these, but they're still good to look for. This one is a repunched mint mark. I think that this one should be worth more, honestly, but it's clearly seen to the south or northeast, I should say, of the D mint mark, between $5 for AU and then maybe $15 to $50 for better condition coins. This one's quite affordable if you can pick it up, but it's more clear than a lot of the other repunched mint marks that are out there, though it is a faint impression. There's also a double die reverse on the Roosevelt dime. This one is I'll explain a little bit more, but to start, basically there's just spreading in states to the left along a lot of the lettering on the back, though it's known on a Filipino 1 centimo aluminum planchet, so it's pretty unlikely that you'd see it, though theoretically if there was a die that was striking the 1 centimo that was doubled, maybe there is also a doubled, there were normal dime planchets that escaped on. Don't have any price history for that, but if it's combined with the aluminum planchet, it's going to be worth money. There's also these reverse of 1968 coins, so 1969, 1970, 1970D should have a flame that looks like the one on the left. But I think it was either for the proof. They eventually transitioned to it, but there's a more valuable version where there's two deep valleys in the flame in these coins, and in mint state they can be worth anywhere from $50 to $150. So they're again not insignificant whatsoever. And that's just again for 1969, 70, 70D. I'm pretty sure that they switch over full time in 71. So at that point, that's what's to be expected. 1970D also has a double die reverse that's not on a centimo. This one's in the bottom of the lettering. You can see the splits and the clear separation in the C and the A, ERI all through it. $10 in AU and then $20 to $50 for mint state ones. There's also ones where the doubling kind of carries up a little bit through the side, but it's probably going to be similar. If you find one, it might be challenging to tell. You can also tell that it's doubled because there's some notching in the top of the R and the I in America, and that doubling will be found not just on America, but that's an easy way to look for it. This one's about $25 in AU53 and then $50 to $100 in mint state. Then we skip a few years and we get to 1982 when they start adding, they should have a P mint mark on all of the Philadelphia ones. In the 70s, you would just have no mint mark, but 82, you're going to have a mint mark. But the problem is that there's two varieties within this error, but they forgot to put a P on a fair amount of them, so it's a missing mint mark. This one's worth between $75 and $250 when there's a very strong missing mint mark, but there were also a lot of them that had quite a weak strike, and the values are a little bit lower. Maybe $50 for an AU coin, $125 to $225 for mint state ones. But, you can clearly see how much weaker this strike is. The rims are all going to look like, even it could be a mint state coin, but it looks like it's worn because the striking is so weak. Then there's a repunched mint mark on the 1983D Roosevelt dime. just in the top of the letter. You can see it clearly coming out. It's faint, but it's definitely there, and it's going to be worth between $20 and $50. And there's some other repunchment marks outside of the 69D and the 83D, but these are the ones that are officially recognized by the major grading companies. So it's going to give it some extra value if you can get it in a holder, because there's a lot of registry players and people who want every type of one that's recognized by the main grading companies, and that's how they do their collections. And our last error is very curious. It's kind of reminiscent of the 2004D Wisconsin quarters, because they had an extra leaf on some of them at the Denver Mint Mark. And this one seems to have an imperfection in the ear where it looks like it's either a doubled ear or somebody just put something gauged or gouged the die. And this one's going to be worth between $50 in AU and then $125 to $200 for Mint State coins, but just a clear split. Extra part of what could be hair, but it's clearly into his ear, so that's not what should be there. So between the 1967 all the way back up to 2004, lots of Clad Roosevelt dimes that you want to be on the lookout for in a lot of forms, and good luck searching for them. Thanks for watching the video. I'd encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe for more content, and get in touch with me on my website, treasuretownYT.com, Facebook, Treasuretown, Instagram at TreasureTownYT, or Twitter at TreasureTown_YT, and I'll look forward to seeing you on some of my future vids.